One Zambia, One Nation, thank you so much for joining us on the news desk with me, Amos Zulu. The top stories. President Hichilema arrives back home from peace talks. Small-scale farmers in Mwinilunga urged to commercialize traditional agricultural produce. Central Province Minister commends church. And coming up ahead, President Hichilema salutes Chipolopolo. President Hakainde Hichilema says instability in any country is instability for the rest of the entire global community. The head of state adds that instability has the potential to distort economic and political fundamentals of nations if left unchecked. President Hichilema said this in an interview with the media in Lusaka upon arrival from Russia and Ukraine, where he joined 6 other African leaders to broker a peace deal between the two nations. Kalan Muchima has the rest of the story.
Republican President Hakainde Hichilema has returned home from a historical peace mission in the republics of Russia and Ukraine. The Zambian head of state joined 6 other African leaders from South Africa, Comoros, Senegal, Egypt, Uganda, and Congo to broker a peace deal between the two nations.
We had honest conversations and acknowledging that there's no war that doesn't come to an end. There's none. It doesn't matter who's more powerful. It doesn't matter who is weaker. Every war must come to an end. We know this from Second World War. We know it, that even when fighting was going on, people were negotiating to end. How to end the war is very important. What you do, these are some of the things that we brought to the table. And I'm grateful that despite those specific and clear positions from each of the parties, number one thing, as I said, is that they were willing to accommodate the African head of state, representing Africa and the global community, mind you. We didn't go there to demean the efforts of the Chinese, to demean the efforts of the Turkish people, to demean the efforts of anyone else, but to add on. Remember, mark my words. So they accepted that principle, that there is need first to receive a delegation from us. Number 2, to discuss the issues around the conflict, motivation for conflict. Number 3, very important, to engage in dialogue, further dialogue. So this is the first step.
The Zambian head of state says instability anywhere is instability everywhere.
As you know, we have said before, war is not good for anyone. It doesn't matter who they are. War is not good for anyone. We know the consequences of war, loss of lives. We know the consequences of war, dislocation, migration, property, and just women delivering in very difficult circumstances. So that's why we've maintained our view that instability anywhere, conflict anywhere, is instability everywhere. You all know the effect of that war on all of us across the world. So we took a peace mission to seek peace, negotiations, so we can restore order in those countries. We don't need war. What we need is peace, security, stability. For what? For economic, social development, everywhere.
President Hichilema further announces that the regional blocs such as the Economic Community of West African States, the Southern African Development Community, and African Union are working around the clock to bring about peace in some troubled African countries.
SADC, ECOWAS, East African Community, just to mention a few individual countries, blocks of countries, regions, and the AU itself are engaged actively in conflicts, resolving conflicts on our continent. Charity begins at home, isn't it?
Yeah. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Luangwa District Commissioner Luke Chikani has revealed that 500 farmers on Farmer Input Support Program in the district will be placed under the e-voucher system in the 2023-2024 farming season. Mr. Chikani adds that the district has already identified agro-dealers who will help the farmers redeem their imports. And in Eastern Province, our staffer Davison Sakala reports that the Vubwi Town Council has begun the construction of the 15 kilometers Vubwi-Chipata Road using the 2022 Constituency Development Fund CDF. Take a look.
Over the years, Vubwi district has seen a number of developments, but none of them had to do with its bad road network. As an agricultural district, farmers have faced numerous challenges, ranging from overpriced fares for transporting their produce to increased tear and wear on their vehicles due to this notoriously impassable road. However, due to the increase in Constituency Development Fund CDF from 1 to 28.3 million, the Vubwi Town Council managed to procure a motor grader, which has made it easy for them to start working on the roads in the area.
People should expect more from the roads, because everyone that visits our district, the first complaint they talk about is the roads. As council, we are positioned to make some changes to make sure that Vubwi is improved in terms of road infrastructure. And all road users expect a bit of change. The time that we are taking to move from here to Chipata is also going to be reduced.
We've started with the grading of the Vubwi-Chipata road. Yes, and we've already done the 15 kilometers road formation. Yes, and what has been approved is 250,000 to reach the Chipata junction. Yes, but what is needed for us to completely do the works is 500,000. But what has been approved so far is the 250. So for the 250, the only thing that we can do is spot graveling. We'll pick on those points that are critical, and that's where we'll dump gravel and also do the road formation on those critical areas.
The residents and users alike could not hold back their joy.
Expenses mamoto kameti kwera kozo chipako tulupeleka ndama zambiri muganize 140 choka cha bepano kafika mchipata 140 si chintu china chikwa cha vuto ya msewu koma ngati wambo konsedwa koteri ndife okondwela andi tusionetsa adi kuti council yambo 7
chito ya council mambo 7 senzera mulondo konza road chito chomwe chakachudabwisa aliyense kuno kuvubwe chifukwa aliyense amembekezera kuti msewu konza konsedwa chifukwa ina kalanga tininkhani chabomwe ndi msewu wakonza.
Davison Sakala, reporting for Zanis in Vubwe district.
The European Union has promoted the Zambia Sustainable Small-Scale Fisheries Project to empower women and youth cooperatives in Mazabuka district. Sande Bwalia reports that the 3-year project is aimed at reducing poverty levels among people, especially those that live on the shores of the Kafue River.
The European Union, EU, and Ecofish has funded, supported and promoted the Zambia Sustainable Small-Scale Fisheries Project to empower women and youth cooperatives in Mazabuka district. The Zambia Social Forum, ZAMSOF, who are one of the implementers of the project, visited Shimungaru village of Mazabuka district in Southern Province to check on the women cooperatives who benefited from the funds.
This project is being implemented by a consortium of 3 organizations. We have Action Aid Zambia as the lead partner. We have Zambia Social Forum, under which organization I work. We have Keeper Zambia Foundation. The project is being implemented in 7 districts of Zambia. Yes, you talk of Nalolo, Sesheke, Kafue, Ruangwa, Mazabuka, and Sinazongwe. For ZAMSOF, we are found in Mazabuka and Sinazongwe. The project objective is to enhance environmentally sustainable management of fisheries in Zambia.
Mazabuka Department of Fisheries and Livestock Assistant Technician Pamela Simuye explained how the EU Ecofish funded project was helping the department.
These fishermen, the committees, they were empowered by Fisheries Department. We gave them the powers to carry out regulations on fishing activities. They should look at the nets, the authorized fishing methods, and restrict those bad fishing practices. Like you have seen for yourself that we don't have even breams here. There are smaller fish which they are catching. It's because the stock is finishing. Every day, if every one of us is using a wrong fishing gear, It means 10 years from now, we are going to be harvesting water.
Stewart Chimuka is the village management committee tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that fishermen use authorized fishing methods. Beneficiaries of the project expressed gratitude to the EU and Ecofish for empowering them with skills in fish farming.
This Ecofish program has really helped us as youths and women. We are able to take our children to school through this program of Ecofish. It has really helped us because we are even able to do the gardens through this Ecofish because they even brought us the knowledge on how we can do the sustainability and how we can manage our fish for us to have more money or to save money.
Zanis reports in Mazabuka District, Southern Province.
Still ahead in the news, small-scale farmers in Mwinlunga urged to commercialize traditional agricultural produce. We'll be back shortly.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you, a member of the public, will work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back. Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata has noted that Rufunsa District can become the food basket for Lusaka Province owing to several agricultural produce that the area grows. Lou Machila reports that the Permanent Secretary was speaking during the 9th edition of the Rufunsa Agricultural and Commercial Show.
They have come in numbers to showcase the produce of their hard work at the 9th Rufunsa District Agricultural Show. The farmers in Rufunsa District have remained resolute to contributing towards the provincial food basket and seek for further assistance from government.
Rufunsa District has more registered farmers. Farmers are now asking the government if they can increase the number of packs in Rufunsa.
Provincial Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata expressed happiness at the farmers' contribution to food production and announced several government interventions in the district.
Government, because of your hard work, has decided to give Rufunsa a farm block.
Mr. Kamalata also disclosed that Chief Shikabeta has released 50,000 hectares of land for the establishment of a resettlement scheme.
Now we want to thank His Royal Highness Chief Shikabeta for giving us 50,000 hectares of land in Mwapula where we are going to put the farm block.
Exhibitors are elated by government's resolve to purchase soybeans at 6 kwacha 15 ngwe per kilogram.
Initially we are told that we are not buying, but fortunately enough they have told us that they are buying. So we really thank the government.
The event was held under the theme Inclusive Economic Transformation. Lou Majila, reporting for Zanis in Rufunsa.
One of the stories making headlines in our news, government has encouraged small-scale farmers in Mwinilunga district of Northwestern Province to seriously consider commercializing traditional agricultural produce. Mwinilunga District Commissioner Harrison Kamuna says agriculture is the biggest employer in the district, hence the need for it to be developed and commercialized. Mr. Kamuna was speaking during this year's Mwinilunga District Agricultural and Commercial Show held under the theme Inclusive Economic Transformation. Mr. Kamuna said in an effort to promote and strengthen the agricultural sector, government has gone a step further to enhance production units in schools so that young people are also inculcated with an understanding that agriculture is a business. And District Agricultural Show Society Chairperson George Mbimbi has thanked government for the decision to begin buying soybeans and the hiked maize purchase price by the Food Reserve Agency, FRA, this year. Government has completed a site identification and verification process for the construction of 3 chiefs' palaces in Lusaka district. Lusaka Provincial Chiefs Affairs Officer Joseph Tole says the province has identified Chief Bundabunda of Rufunsa district, Chief Mburuma of Luangwa, and Chieftainess Chiawa of Kafue, respectively, as chiefs where palaces will be constructed. Mr. Tole said the procurement process for the construction of the palaces have reached an advanced stage. Mr. Tole was speaking in an interview with Zanis in Rufunsa district. He said the department, together with the bidders, visited the sites and shared the standard drawings. Mr. Tole said the palaces will cost 1 million kwacha each. The 3 palaces are among the 100 palaces that President Hakainde Hichilema directed to be built countrywide by the end of the year. Central Province Minister commends church. These and many other stories. Stay tuned.
Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutare on Thursday at 18:30 hours on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds. Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Now, Central Province Minister Credo Nanjua has commended the New Apostolic Relief Organization for partnering with the government in training 27 youths of Chisamba district in general agriculture. Mr. Nanjua says government is happy to partner with stakeholders such as the church in providing technical skills to the Zambian youths. Here's a report.
For a long time, younger people have faced socio-economic challenges ranging from access to education and lack of skills to unemployment and lack of capital to start businesses. For the youths of Chawata training schools in Chisamba district, the New Apostolic Church Relief Organization has partnered with government to train 27 youths in agriculture-related fields to empower them with life skills. Central Province Minister Credo Nanjua, who was represented by Central Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Godfrey Chitambala, says time is long gone when youth believed in hacking political opponents.
For a long time, the young people have faced socio-economic challenges ranging from access to education and lack of skills to unemployment and lack of capital to start businesses. As if that is not enough, some young people have been used as tools for violence. The New Dawn administration realizes that the youths are critical to national development because they are majority of the country's population. In this regard, the government has already started addressing the socio-economic challenges affecting the young people.
New Apostolic Church Relief Organization Board of Directors Vice Chairperson Vincent Akamandisa says most of the graduates were drawn from the streets.
And the background of the youth that are targeted are those that are recommended by the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Art, and mainly those that are found in very vulnerable situations like those from the streets.
In a vote of thanks, Chief Lieutenant of the Lenja-speaking people of Chiwambo district has bemoaned the high levels of early marriages in his chiefdom.
Mafumo
afulisha alimi lwiyo tabatukwiya mlandu wa mafumo bamwe maskulu batoswako unona kamwaleta my honorable councillor.
Pregnancies have increased and young people are not learning. They are leaving schools. Councillors advertise such developments so that young people can acquire skills rather than going for marriages.
For Zanis, I'm Simeon Mbewe in Chisamba District, Central Province.
In a related development, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, SDA, has encouraged its members, especially women and the youths, to take advantage of several empowerment programs that the government has introduced. SDA Southern Zambia Union Conference President Vani Munyumbwe was speaking when he addressed Dorcas workers and the Adventist Men organization in Lusaka. Take a look at this report.
They are men and women from the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Lusaka, gathered here to render a service to the community at Chawama and Kanyama health facilities. And Lusaka SDA Conference President, Pastor Keith Chumpu, has advised the church to regularize community service.
We can even say every first Sunday of the month we go and do community service. Amen. This can really be regularized. Our centers, our churches themselves can be oases of help. And then the community knows that on this particular day, Seventh-day Adventist Church obviously is coming. So that it's not done here and then stopped and then done here, so that everything can be systematic.
Seventh-day Adventist South Zambia Union Conference President, Dr. Vani Munyumbwe, took time to address the Dorcas workers and the Adventist men prior to the cleanup exercise and donation of assorted items.
A lot is going on now in our country. Government is desperate
government yankala
to try and empower communities. Let us take advantage of what is available. If they are telling us to form cooperatives, we can access government funding in a way that is clean. That is our money. Let's go and get it. Hallelujah.
Chawama First Level Hospital Officer in charge, Brian Sichaba, commended the church for the gesture.
We have received these items and the grocery. They may seem to be a few, but they will mean a lot to our patients. We hope that this doesn't end here, but we continue with the spirit, the tender loving and care. Thank you very much.
Lou Majila, reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Still in the news, the Seventh-day Adventist Church says it is determined to continue spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ through its annual literature evangelism exercise to help people attain salvation. SDA Church pastor in charge of Lukasha congregation, Kennedy Sinkala, says the church will continue conducting the exercise, which has been ongoing for 15 years. He was speaking when he flagged off the book distribution exercise for this year's book titled The Great Controversy at Mlenga Hills SDA Church in Kasama.
It is known for its charity works in society. However, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, SDA, also remains a notable force in pushing the agenda of the Christian gospel. In its efforts to spread the gospel, the SDA Church in Kasama yesterday flagged off its book distribution exercise at Mlenga Hills SDA Church as part of an ongoing annual worldwide exercise. Pastor in charge of Lukasha Mission District, Kennedy Sinkala, explained more about the exercise.
When we give people, we give them free of charge. We don't charge them with anything. So they get these books, they read, and then they'll know the truth by themselves. That's initially the program behind that. It's gospel work. We are evangelizing, preaching to the world through books.
An elder in charge at the congregation, Kashweka Simasiko, highlighted the importance of the program.
Once you read the book of the Great Controversy, you will never be the same. Because in that book, so many things have revealed. The plan of redemption has been laid open, and also the snares of Satan has been laid open on how he leads people into distraction. So when you receive those books, we appeal you that you use them to good use, read it through, and your life will never be the same.
Meanwhile, beneficiaries also shared their views.
So tuletasha okutupela kama books apa tuleverenga tulikula kumumpashi pako batinafutwa samisha ko bambi mukyalo kino muli fintu fya kusana fye kitika
so tuve twatungirira baita program twena twatungirira twayirimba mukira futu batungire ba SDA tebeka fe ba SDA for once for na Christ for right to na Christ.
The book distribution is a worldwide annual exercise meant to spread the gospel through literature evangelism to random people on the street. Ntazanga Mumba for Zanis in Kasama district.
More in the news. A 14-year-old girl with a 9-month pregnancy of Sesheke district in Western Province has committed suicide by hanging herself using her own chitenge material for unknown reasons. The juvenile of rental compound was yesterday found by her aunt hanging on a chitenge material in the bathroom behind their house at around 13:30 hours while she was gasping for air. Her aunt, Naomi Nambela, called for help from the neighbors who rushed her to Yeta District Hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. The girl was in her 8th grade at Sesheke Primary School and was 9 months pregnant at the time of her death. The Zambia Police Victim Support Unit in Sesheke District is carrying out investigations in the matter. The body of the deceased was deposited in Yeta Hospital mortuary awaiting post-mortem. We take another break. Stay tuned.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Welcome back. And now in sports, the Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, has congratulated the Zambia men's national team for qualifying for the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations to be hosted by Ivory Coast next year. FAZ President Andrew Kamanga has also thanked the fans for the massive support they have given the Chipolopolo throughout the campaign. The FAZ chief has further thanked President Hakainde Hichilema and government for the support towards the team throughout the preparatory period. He has also thanked Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts Elvis Nkandu for giving the team full support during the qualifiers. Zambia qualified to the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations after a 3-0 victory over Ivory Coast with a game to spare. The Chipolopolo are on 12 points, while Ivory Coast has 10 points and already had their ticket confirmed as host nation before even kicking the ball. This is according to a statement issued to Zanis by FAZ Communications Manager Sydney Mungala. And lastly, in our news, President Hakainde Hichilema has thanked the Chipolopolo boys for qualifying to the Africa Cup of Nations tournament after beating Ivory Coast at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola. President Hichilema says the country is proud of the boys for making the country happy by beating their opponents by 3 unanswered goals. He said this upon arrival from Russia and Ukraine at ZAF base in Lusaka. Take a look.
It was an emphatic 3-0 victory by the Chipolopolo boys after beating the much-fancied Elephants of Ivory Coast. The victory has seen Zambia topping Group H with 12 points, enough to secure themselves a slot at the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations tournament to be hosted by Ivory Coast next year. The winners cheered Republican President Hakainde Hichilema with all smiles.
So congratulations to our national football team for a great achievement yesterday. Wonderful achievement. Yes, we couldn't watch the game. We were in meetings, intense meetings. But afterwards, we got a result. We saw the celebrations of our people, Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. I saw my minister jiving and everyone else. Football is a unifying factor, so congratulations to our team, but to also all of the other sporting disciplines. As you know, this new Dawn government took a decision that there's no minor sports. And you can see how we are performing in various sporting disciplines. That's the way it should be. This is all in the beginning.
The president has further expressed optimism that the boys will perform well at the tournament slated for next year.
But to us, we're proud, we're happy. And we wish our boys and girls and other athletes the best of luck. They must bring success to Zambia. Let's take this country to where it belongs. We've been too much there. We should take it there. Thank you.
Vice President Andrew Kamanga has also saluted the Chipolopolo boys and the soccer fans at large for the massive support they have given the Chipolopolo boys throughout the campaign. He said this in a statement issued to Zanis by First Communications Manager Sidney Mongala. For Zanis in Lusaka, I am Sunday Warrior.
As we end the news, here is a reminder of the top stories. President Hichilema arrives back home from peace talks. Small-scale farmers in Mwinilunga urged to commercialize traditional agricultural produce. Central Province Minister commends church. And coming up ahead, President Hichilema salutes Chipolopolo. We end the news just there. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is Amos Zulu. Bye for now.